Go ahead and work on the algebraic expressions number 2 worksheet. I'm going to label it number 2. And we're going to go ahead and take off doing all of the odd numbers again. And I'll let you work on the even numbers. It says to evaluate each expression if R is 5, S is 2, T is 7, and U is 1. So let's keep those letters in mind. We have S plus 7. Well, if S is 2, that's 2 plus 7. And we all know that's 9. All right, let's go to number 3. We have 3t plus 1. Well, if t equals 7, that means we have 3 times 7 plus 1. And that's going to give us 21 plus 1. And of course, that equals 22. Let's see, number 5 says t minus s. Well, if t is 7 and s is 2, that's simply 7 minus 2. And that's going to give us 5. All right, let's go ahead and hit number 7. Number 7 says 11t minus 7. Well, if t is 7, that's 11 times 7 minus 7. And that's simply going to go ahead and be 77 minus 7. And of course, that leaves you 70. All right, let's go ahead and go to number 9. Number 9 states that, let's see, I'm going to have 4r minus 10s. Well, r is 5, so that's 4 times 5. And 10s, well, that's going to be minus 10 times whatever s is, and s, I believe, was 2. So we'll have a 2 here. And now if we go ahead and combine those, we see we have 4 times 5, well, that's 20. And we're going to subtract it from 10 minus 2, which is also 20. And 20 minus 20 is 0. All right, next we're going to do number 11. Number 11 says 2 times t squared minus 18. Well, first we have to know what t is, and t is 7. So we're going to have 2 times 7 squared minus 18. And now we can say 7 squared, because we have to do exponents first, is going to be 2 times 49, because I believe 7 times 7 is 49. And we're going to subtract 18 from that when we're all done. And 2 times 49, well, that's going to give us 98. If we take 98 minus 18, we see that we're going to have, I believe, 80. All right, number 13 is next, and it says s over 2. Well, s is 2, so that means I'm going to have 2 over 2. And of course, that's going to bring me back to the number 1, because any number over itself is a 1. And number 15 says 3 plus u in parentheses to the second power. That's really saying 3 plus u, and we said u was 1, to the second power over 8. Or if we do this correctly, we got 3 plus 1, and that's going to be 4 to the second power. And now we have all that over 8. So now I have 4 to the second power, which is 16, because that's 4 times 4. And that's going to be 16 over 8. And 16 divided by 8 is 2, so all of that equals 2. All right, let's go to number 17 where we're evaluating. It says, evaluate each expression if A equals 4.1, B equals 5.7, and C equals 0.3. So if I did number 17, I'd have 10 minus A plus B. Well, A is 4.1. Sorry about that. See, A is 4.1 minus 4.1. And we're going to add B to it, which is 5.7. And that's it. Well, 4.1 plus 5.7. Remember, we have to do PEMDAS, which means parentheses has to come first. We're going to have 10 minus 4.1 plus 5.7 is going to be 7 plus 1. That's 8. Then we're going to go ahead and carry. No, it doesn't carry, so that's going to be 4 plus 5. So that's going to be 9.8. If I take 10 and minus 9.8 from it, that's going to equal 0.2. All right, let's go ahead and do number 19. That's the only one I've got left to do as far as odd. And it says, the expression W over 6 gives the weight of an object on the moon in pounds with the weight of W pounds on Earth. What is the weight of a space unit on the moon if the spacesuit weighs 178.2 pounds on Earth? Complete the table. This is saying this expression gives the weight of an object on the moon in pounds with the weight of W pounds on Earth. So, what is the weight of space unit or spacesuit on the moon if the spacesuit weighs 178.2 pounds on Earth? So we're not going to complete the table, but I am going to do number 9. And since we're using the expression W over 6, and they're telling us that the weight is 178.2, that means W is going to become 178.2. And we're going to divide all that by 6. Let's find our calculator and work that out. And if I do that, I've got, let's see, 178.2 divided by 6, and that tells me it's 29.7 pounds. So the answer to this one is 29.7 pounds. And that is all I'm going to help out with. The rest is yours. Good luck, everybody.